So we've all got our own ChatGPT prompting frustrations, and I recently ran across this video. This one prompt will end your ChatGPT frustrations. There's a link in the description. You should check out that video. But essentially what happens is he found this prompt over on Twitter from Min Chow or Choi. It is called the Lyra Master AI Prompt Optimization Specialist prompt. It's a meta prompt essentially. But my thing is, after going through this, and again, watching this video from Peyton Balaidu Dow, this one prompt will end your ChatGPT frustrations. My question is, does this just create more problems? Now, when you go through this, you'll actually see, and you should read the prompt to understand what it does, but you'll actually see that Min found this over at Reddit. So you should go back to the original source and see why the person that created this prompt created it, and really think about why you're prompting and what you're trying to get out of your prompts. Reading this thread, and I'm not a big Reddit guy, but reading this thread, or yeah, that's what it's called, Reddit, a Reddit thread, or a Reddit. Reading this Reddit, after 147 failed ChatGPT prompts, I had a breakdown and accidentally discovered something. So he said he snapped, and his point was, why can't you just ask me what you need to know? Well, essentially, that's what you should be doing. And this is the focus of this video, because one prompt, or thinking that one prompt out there that somebody else created is going to end your frustrations, is going to solve your problem, is the biggest problem that you have. What you need to do is you need to focus on what the task is. And I'm going to walk through this prompt using Google Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude, and then also give you a little insight into the way that I focus, or what my focus is when I'm using AI, a large language model. My focus is to brainstorm and to understand that I'm trying to solve a problem as a marketer. I'm a marketer who creates content. I'm a direct response marketer who creates content to get an action, or to get people to take action when they find my content. So that is always the lens that I'm filtering the content that I create through when I get the assistance of AI. So I go back to this, and I'm on this Reddit thread because this is the original Lyra prompt. All right. So last Tuesday at 3 a.m., I was on my 147th attempt to get ChatGPT to write a simple email that didn't sound like a robot having an existential crisis. Now, if you read this thread, and again, I'm not a big Reddit reader, but there are some good points in here that it's just like, why? Why were you trying to get ChatGPT to write a simple email? Why not just write the email? But this Redditor, I just tell ChatGPT to ask me any questions it needs until it is 95% sure it can complete the task with complete accuracy. Basically, every starter prompt is, you are an expert, context, input, and then you get the output, plan steps before executing, accuracy and completeness are vital, ask questions for clarity. So this is basically the simplified breakdown, and you'll see more of this on Reddit. And that's really what I want to discuss, because I went back to Twitter, and somebody here went directly from Twitter, or X, went directly to Grok and posed the question to Grok. Grok comes back and says the Lyra prompt, and remember, that's the meta prompt that I got from Peyton over at his YouTube channel. This one prompt will end your ChatGPT frustrations. He found this prompt from Min Chow right here. And you should watch Peyton's video. You should subscribe over on X, follow Min, right? Go to Reddit, read this thread. I am just 28 days later, after all this happened, bringing you my thoughts and really trying to get to, will this solve your problems by having this one prompt? I don't think it will, but I want to show you something. The Lyra prompt is a solid framework for optimizing AI prompts with its 4D methodology: deconstruct, diagnose, develop, and deliver. aligning well with best practices like clarity and task decomposition. It's versatile, offering detail and basic modes, and includes advanced techniques like chain of thought. However, it can be complex for simple tasks, potentially overwhelming users, and may limit AI creativity with overly specific instructions. Simplifying it could help. Simplifying always helps, in my opinion. But Grok says simplifying it could help. Hi, I'm Lyra. Share your goal and I'll craft a clear prompt. Choose detail for deep optimization or basic for quick fixes. Essentially, this meta prompt is doing what you would do inside of a GPT. It is, and I'm going to ask Grok, or I'm going to click Ask Grok, and this is what you should be doing. You should be testing these. Now, I want to highlight this sentence right here. This is the end of the conversation or the response from Grok. Let me know if you'd like further refinements or a specific test case, or what is your specific use case? Because this is my conversation with Grok. Essentially, I just fed it the Lyra prompt. And then as I scroll down here, I said, or I filled in the tweet, what do you think of this prompt? Any way it can be improved or simplified? Your answer in a tweet was, and then I fed it its answer. So it comes back and it says, or it goes through this and it analyzes the prompt. And this is a little meta, if you will, but this is the focus of this video. And this is everything, and this is my philosophy inside of my prompt PsyOps workshop, or my prompt PsyOps philosophy, which is my brand and my thought process for brainstorming with AI, or more specifically, thinking and always remembering and not losing the focus, having the clear focus that you are the brain. You are the brain. AI is not the brain. You are the one telling it what you need to do, what you need the final outcome to be, what the point and the purpose, setting the context and telling it as your assistant. You're telling AI what you need from it, how it can help you. When you go back and you use something like the Lyra prompt, and in this case, using Grok, it can do some analysis and it can break down what the prompt is doing. And this type of breaking down the prompt, the focus, what I'm trying to tell you in this video is this type of exercise, this type of brainstorming with other people's prompts, other things that people have found success with, and in going through it and then having AI do analysis, and then you working through this process, because now it's breaking down the core intent of the deconstruct, the point behind the deconstruct. The purpose of deconstruct inside of that prompt is to create a system, in this case Lyra, that optimizes user prompts for various AI platforms, ensuring clarity, specificity, and effectiveness. Diagnose clarity gaps. The welcome message and process are clear but lengthy, which may overwhelm users with simple needs. The distinction between detail and basic modes could be more concise. Develop. Request type, complex system design for prompt optimization. Essentially, Grok is using the Lyra prompt, but it's also giving you the information that you need to glean or that you need to pull from the prompt when you actually go through it and read it. So if you go back to the Reddit thread or the Reddit, right, and you go through the prompt, you need to break it down and you need to understand why you would want to use the Lyra prompt. What is the Lyra prompt going to do for you? And you can see that this person over at Reddit came up with what they call the 4D methodology. This is the kind of thing that I do in my prompt PsyOps workshop. And the entire reason I have prompt PsyOps, or I created the philosophy. It's my philosophy for brainstorming and coming up with my own unique mechanisms and my own unique ways of using ChatGPT to share with you and to share with all the folks over in my prompt PsyOps workshop. There's a link in the description. You can grab this Lyra prompt as well as what I'm going to show you here in a second with ChatGPT. But then I want to go over to Google Gemini and I want to actually put in the Lyra prompt. You are Lyra, a master level AI prompt optimization expert. Your purpose: refine any user input into meticulously engineered prompts that maximize AI effectiveness and precision across all platforms using the 4D methodology. Basically, this person created this concept, the 4D methodology, and then they called it Lyra. They named their prompt. They named their AI assistant. And once you give it that prompt, here inside of ChatGPT or here inside of Gemini, it's going to literally say, "Hello, I'm Lyra, your AI prompt optimization expert. And please go through this exercise," right? Continue watching with me and see what I come up with here in Gemini, then moving to ChatGPT. Then we're going to take a look at Claude. And then I'm going to show you what I got out of it when I actually put this Lyra mega prompt or meta prompt inside of my Prompt PsyOps Philosophy project. So here I'm using it inside of Gemini, and the point is to provide a roughed prompt. The point is to set context with Lyra and to establish Lyra as your AI prompt optimization expert. This is the context you're setting. You're telling your AI assistant to become an AI prompt optimization expert to help you make a clearer prompt before you start the task that you would typically do with your prompt. So just provide your rough prompt. I'll handle the optimization. Basic, using Gemini, because you're supposed to set up here, please provide, you're supposed to set your target AI platform and also your preferred optimization style between detailed and basic. And this is what Grok was talking about, it being a little too basic or a little too wordy to get to the point of it being your assistant and being helpful. Most people are going to get stuck with just trying to get the AI to become the AI prompt optimization expert, to then provide a prompt by saying, I want to use basic mode. So telling Lyra that I want to use basic mode using Gemini, create a compelling marketing email, because that was the example. And that's a really bad prompt. Like, if you're prompting create a compelling marketing email, right? You've already missed the point behind what you should be using AI for. But if it's the only place you can start, like if it's your starting point, okay. But then it comes back and it shows the thinking, and then it tells you what changed, meaning what value did Lyra give you? What changed from your basic prompt of create a compelling marketing email? It transformed Lyra, transformed your request into a structured prompt by adding specific placeholders for crucial marketing email elements, product, audience, benefit, CTA, tone. Also defined a clear email structure and included constraints to guide Gemini in generating a compelling and effective message. So inside of Canvas, if you open it, you'll actually see what Lyra did. Lyra set or gave you a new prompt from your basic prompt of create a compelling marketing email. Lyra, as your AI optimization expert or assistant, has now told you you need to set an AI persona, act as an expert marketing copywriter specialized in direct response email campaigns. Then you need a task. Then you need to set the context. Then you need to define your email structure. Then you need to give me constraints, or you need to give the AI constraints, and then tell me your output format. So Lyra is doing a great job. If you don't have anything like Lyra, or you've never thought of the fact that you need to set context, you need to give the AI structure, you need to give the AI constraints, and then you need to tell it what type of format you want to output the content that you're asking for in, then this is definitely going to help you. So go back to the video, go back to the Twitter thread, the X thread, go back to the Reddit, get this prompt. Actually, I'll link it in the description. Like I said a minute ago, I'm just going to give you the prompt, because I also want to show you here another problem, or a problem that's going to happen when you put all this information. And here's what I did to expand on this conversation, or what I did here is I said, what makes this prompt so great, and how can I make it better to do what I want to do with the assistance of AI LLM? And then I put in the Lyra prompt. And now ChatGPT has thrown me a curveball. Or for some people, this is going to be a curveball, but this is the point. That one prompt and then the additional information that I gave it, it didn't solve my problem. It created a new set of problems. Because now I have to go back because I have response one and response two, and I have to read through these. Then I have to go and use my brain to tell ChatGPT, because ChatGPT wants to know, which response do you prefer? Because ChatGPT has multiple different responses. I mean, it can give you responses until the cows come home. So now you have to pick. So now here is where you go back and you're thinking, this one prompt will end your ChatGPT frustrations. Hello, right? Now I'm back to the same problem. I gave the prompt to ChatGPT. It's trying to help me, but it needs feedback from me. Even though I've told it to be my AI optimization assistant, it now wants me to pick the one that I like best. So your work is far from done. You take it over to Claude, and here where it says pasted is the Lyra prompt. And I used the same idea. I said, okay, make this better. Looking at this Lyra prompt, I can see why it gained popularity, right? I can see why it found legs over at Reddit. I can see why it was retweeted on Twitter or X. I can see why Peyton made a video about it, and I understand why I'm making a video about it, because it's powerful. It's a powerful exercise in brainstorming and how you use AI LLMs with a specific use case. What makes this prompt great? Structured methodology, the 4D framework, deconstruct, diagnose, develop, deliver. My prompt PsyOps philosophy is going to add another D and create the 5D framework, which is going to be important here in a second for my use case. But Claude, where's how to Claude here? Claude says, how could you improve it? Talks about reducing redundancy, adding modern techniques, simplifying the interface, add quality metrics, context preservation, add mechanisms to maintain important context while removing unnecessary verbosity. Insights from the video transcript. And again, this was me feeding it the video that started all this, because I think it's important to add all that information to get the most out of what I've discovered, because Claude is going to come back and say, bottom line, this prompt works because it systematically addresses the common failure points in AI interactions: unclear intent, missing content, poor structure, and inadequate specifications. You're not being clear. You're not being clear when defining your input and telling AI what you need from it. To improve it, focus on making it more concise while adding modern prompting techniques and better user experience. Would you like me to help you create an improved version tailored to your specific use case? Tailored to your specific use case. If you remember the conversation that we had with Gronk over here, when we got down towards the end, let me know if you'd like further refinements or a specific test case. A specific test case. What is your test case? What is your use case? Why are you going to use this? Why do you need to optimize your prompts? What are you trying to get out of it? So I take it over to ChatGPT now, and this is inside of, and I'll show you here, this is inside of my Prompt PsyOps project, where, like a custom GPT, I've given the Prompt PsyOps project inside of my ChatGPT very specific instructions on my philosophy for what I want, my specific use case as a marketer to create content. And now ChatGPT, once I've given it the Lyra prompt, says, great, you've actually pulled in one of the most powerful meta prompts out there. Let's break this down the way Lyra itself would. Why this prompt works well. It's a meta prompt. Instead of solving a single task, it creates a system. That refines any prompt into a high-performing one. It's prompt engineering on demand. The 4D framework, you give your AI a persona. You have two different modes. You have basic mode and detail mode. It lets you scale complexity, quick edits for simple prompts versus deep consulting refinement for high-stake tasks. Explicit output structure. Learn from this. Focus with me. Why does Lyra work so well, and what should you be working towards? Not just thinking Lyra solves your problems, but working on your own version of Lyra. So we scroll down, and ChatGPT, again, inside my Prompt PsyOps philosophy or my prompt PsyOps project using my prompt PsyOps philosophy, what I'd improve to make it even better. I'd add context defaults. I would include multi-shot examples. I would layer in the shadow persona prompting. This is a prompt PsyOps upgrade using my philosophy. It could ask, what objections or fears might your audience have about this? Helps build more persuasive prompts automatically. The point here is I'm taking this to the next level with my own philosophy. And now I have my own enhanced Lyra 3.0 and my upgraded prompt PsyOps version of Lyra 3.0, and I have the 5D methodology. I've added design, craft the optimal structure with role assignments, formatting, and tone, include persuasive elements to anticipate, right? An example, use case, anticipate audience objections, because I am a marketer that creates content, a direct response marketer creating content using things like sales pages and sales copy. And part of that is to anticipate the objections that the audience is going to have before they make a purchase. So for me, the Lyra prompt works better with this 5th D that I've given it based upon my own philosophy. And this is the next level for you. If you want to join me, again, there's a link in the description. It'll take you over to my new Lyra 3.0 powered by Prompt PsyOps, or the Prompt PsyOps philosophy version of Lyra 3.0, as well as all the links to the Reddit thread, the Twitter or the X thread, and back to the original YouTube video as well that brought me to this point, to share this with you and to understand, or to help you understand, that the way that you get to the next level of understanding when using AI to assist you, and always remember, the AI is only your assistant. You are the brain behind the point, or you are the AI behind the point of why you're using AI. You have to understand and know what your outcome needs to be. You have to be able to set the context. This Lyra prompt is going to help you learn those things. It's going to help you get better at those things, but it's wrapped in a bigger philosophy. And that's what I share inside of my Prompt PsyOps workshop. And that's the point of my Prompt PsyOps philosophy, is to always remember that you're the brain power behind the content that the AI is going to assist you in creating. And this Lyra meta prompt, 2 thumbs up. Thank the original Reddit guy. Thank Men for sharing it on Twitter. Thank Peyton for making his YouTube video that allowed me to make this video and add it into my Prompt PsyOps philosophy. I'm always on the look for this type of thing, and this is what you should be doing as well. Link in the description. Grab Lyra 3.0 powered by Prompt PsyOps using my Prompt PsyOps philosophy. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.